Have you ever wondered what would happen if there was no atmosphere? It's a curious question, isn't it? But to answer it, we first need to understand what the atmosphere is and why it's so crucial to life as we know it. The atmosphere is a thin blanket of gases that covers our planet. It might not seem like much, but it's a powerhouse, performing several vital roles that make our world habitable. One of these roles is acting as a protective shield. The atmosphere absorbs and scatters the sun's harmful ultraviolet radiation, preventing it from reaching the Earth's surface in full force. Without this protection, the radiation would cause significant damage to all forms of life, especially those that lack their own protective mechanisms, like us humans. Another key function of the atmosphere is regulating the Earth's temperature. It traps some of the sun's heat, preventing it from escaping back into space. This is known as the greenhouse effect. Without this natural heating process, the Earth's average temperature would drop drastically, making it inhospitable for most life forms. But the atmosphere's role doesn't stop there. It also provides the gases that are essential for life. Oxygen, which we breathe in for survival, and carbon dioxide, which plants use for photosynthesis, are both found in the Earth's atmosphere. Without these gases, neither animals nor plants could exist. So, you see, the atmosphere is not just a layer of gases. It's a life support system, a shield, and a temperature regulator all rolled into one. It's what makes our planet unique among the billions of other celestial bodies in the universe. Without the atmosphere, the Earth would be a barren, lifeless rock hurtling through space. Oceans would freeze, plants would wither, and animals would suffocate. In other words, without the atmosphere, life as we know it would cease to exist. So, what would happen if our protective shield suddenly disappeared? Imagine the atmosphere as a life-preserving bubble around our planet. Now, consider the unthinkable. What if that bubble just vanished? The immediate consequence would be the loss of breathable air. Oxygen, necessary for the survival of most life forms, would just float away into space. In a matter of minutes, all land-dwelling creatures would suffocate. Aquatic life wouldn't fare much better, as the water bodies would rapidly evaporate without the atmospheric pressure to keep them in liquid form. But the loss of air is just the beginning. Without the atmosphere, Earth would be subject to extreme temperature swings. During the day, unfiltered sunlight would superheat the surface, turning it into an oven. At night, without the blanket of gases to retain heat, temperatures would plummet to icy lows. The concept of a mild, habitable climate would be a thing of the past. Moreover, the atmosphere acts as a barrier against solar radiation. Without it, harmful ultraviolet rays would bombard the Earth's surface, causing unprecedented levels of radiation. This would not only make the surface uninhabitable for most life forms, but also render the soil sterile, killing off plant life and disrupting the entire food chain. Now let's talk about meteors. Our atmosphere incinerates most space debris before it can reach the surface. Without this protective layer, every meteor, no matter how small, would strike the Earth with full force, causing widespread destruction. Also, the beautiful blue sky we take for granted? Gone. Without the scattering of sunlight by the atmosphere, the sky would appear black, even during the day. In essence, if the atmosphere were to disappear, Earth would transform from a vibrant, life-sustaining planet into an inhospitable wasteland, much like our moon. It's a chilling thought, isn't it? Life as we know it is utterly dependent on this thin, fragile layer of gases. In essence, the Earth would become a barren, inhospitable wasteland. The atmosphere doesn't just support life, it also plays a crucial role in our climate. One of the key ways it does this is through something called the greenhouse effect. This is where certain gases in the atmosphere, like carbon dioxide and methane, trap heat from the sun, warming the Earth. Without this natural warming effect, our planet would be a chilly place indeed, with average temperatures plummeting to around -18 degrees Celsius or 0 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, imagine the Earth as a giant spinning top. As it rotates, the atmosphere helps distribute heat from the sun around the planet. This is why, despite the sun directly heating only half the Earth at any given time, the whole planet stays relatively warm. This heat distribution is crucial for maintaining the various climates and habitats that support life on Earth. The atmosphere also plays a pivotal role in the water cycle. That is, the continuous journey water takes from the sea to the sky to the land and back again. When the sun heats up the ocean, it causes water to evaporate into the atmosphere. This water vapor then cools and condenses into clouds. When the conditions are just right, the water falls back to Earth as rain, sleet, or snow, replenishing the world's water sources. But what would happen if we didn't have an atmosphere? Well, there would be no greenhouse effect to keep us warm. The sun's heat would not get evenly distributed, creating extreme temperature differences between the day and night sides of the planet. And without an atmosphere to hold in water vapor, there would be no water cycle, leaving the Earth dry and barren. In essence, the atmosphere is a key player in the Earth's climate system. It keeps us warm, spreads the sun's heat, and recycles our water. It's a complex and delicate balance that, once disrupted, could have catastrophic consequences. Without the atmosphere, we would lose the climate systems that make Earth habitable. Considering the crucial role of the atmosphere, it's clear we need to protect it. This invisible shield not only makes life possible on Earth, but also keeps us safe from the harsh realities of space. But how can we, as inhabitants of Earth, contribute to its preservation? Let's start by understanding the impact of our actions. Human activities, particularly industrial processes, have significantly affected the health of our atmosphere. These activities release harmful substances, including greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide and methane, into the air. These gases trap heat in the atmosphere, leading to global warming and climate change. So, the first step in protecting the atmosphere is reducing our greenhouse gas emissions. This brings us to the next point. How do we reduce these emissions? One way is by shifting towards renewable energy sources. Solar, wind, and hydroelectric power are all cleaner alternatives to fossil fuels, producing fewer emissions and less pollution. Another way to protect the atmosphere is by preserving and planting more trees. Trees are like the lungs of our planet. They absorb carbon dioxide, one of the main greenhouse gases, and release oxygen back into the atmosphere. This process helps maintain the balance of gases in the atmosphere, ensuring it remains healthy and capable of supporting life. Finally, we must also reduce our consumption and waste. This can be as simple as choosing reusable items over single-use plastics, or as complex as redesigning our cities to be more sustainable. Every action counts, and every effort helps. In conclusion, the atmosphere is a precious resource that needs our protection. By understanding the impact of our actions, shifting towards renewable energy, planting more trees, and reducing our consumption, we can all contribute to the preservation of our atmosphere. Remember, the atmosphere is more than just a layer of gas around our planet. It's a complex and delicate system that supports all life on Earth. The atmosphere is our lifeline, and we must do everything we can to preserve it. Our atmosphere is truly a marvel, a thin veil that makes life on Earth possible. As we have traversed this journey together, we have come to see just how essential our atmosphere is to life as we know it. It's not just a layer of gas, but a life-giving blanket, offering protection and sustenance to every living being. Without our atmosphere, our planet would be unrecognizable. We would be exposed to harmful solar radiation, the temperature would fluctuate wildly, and the rain would come down as ice. The sound of life, the sound of laughter, music, and even the whispering winds would all cease to exist. It's a bleak picture, isn't it? But it isn't just about what would happen if we didn't have an atmosphere. We've also learned how our atmosphere plays a crucial role in the climate and weather patterns. It acts as a regulator, balancing the Earth's temperature and making sure we have the right conditions for life. From the winds that shape our landscapes to the rain that nourishes our crops, our atmosphere is always at work. It's clear then that our atmosphere is not just a layer of gas, but a complex and dynamic system that plays a crucial role in maintaining life on Earth. It's a gift, one that we need to cherish and protect. So next time you step outside, take a deep breath and appreciate the invisible shield that keeps us safe. Every day, our actions, big and small, contribute to the health of our atmosphere. It's up to us to make choices that protect it. After all, we only have one Earth, and it's in our hands to ensure its future. So let's not take our atmosphere for granted. Let's appreciate it, care for it, and do our part to protect it. Because without it, life as we know it would cease to exist. Imagine a world without an atmosphere. It's a stark reminder of just how precious our planet is.